Yo, Rocco B Scotty G, highly explicit NFL podcast. We're back, episode 220. Holy shit. We are 20 episodes in, still having fun. Rocco B, how you doing? We got Scotty G in California.
How you doing?
Oh, Scotty boy, we got some fun shit today. Fun shit we're going to talk about. We're having a little fun today. I know we got some trivia for each other. I'm excited for that.
We always have fun. What are you talking about?
I know we always have fun. We're going to be a little goofy today because there's some fucking goofy news that's out there today. I'm a little pissed off at one thing that, I'll get a little hot over.
I feel like you're always pissed off about something. It's always something you're mad about. You stress me out over here.
It's 2021. That's the problem. Something's wrong out in the fucking world right now, and it's floating over in the NFL.
I feel like every one of these 20 fucking episodes, you're pissed off about something, and I'm always trying to set a record straight from the last episode. So let me do it one more time here for myself. Dr. Tomas, remember when he was talking about coaches and accusing me of my love affair with fucking Joe Judge?
Joe Judge, yeah.
Hey, you remember this? Well, this guy, he said none of the Patriot disciples work, and I'm with him to a degree. But in the most recent memory, do we not remember the Miami Dolphins with Brian Flores going 0-7 just a year ago? Is he not a Bill Belichick disciple? Am I wrong there?
0-7?
Yeah, they started the year off 0-7. They lost the first win was against the New York Jets in 2019.
Oh, yeah, 2 years ago.
Hey, what are you talking about 2 years ago? Last year was the 2020 season. The year before that was the 2019 season. If you want to count this year hasn't started yet, 2021. Yeah.
I thought they were 0-7 in 2019.
That's my point.
Yeah, that's 2 years ago.
It's 2 seasons ago.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, but it's not 2 years ago, I guess you can say. I mean, it was 2019. It ended in 20. The season ended in 2020.
Hey, tomatoes, but it's 2 seasons ago.
The point is, we're talking about Bill Belichick disciples and talking about how, the last season, like he was getting on me saying they were 6-10. Like, what am I out of my fucking tits? This and that. Well, Joe Judge was 6-10 last year. Bill Belichick disciple. Brian Flores was 5-11 2 years ago. Bill Belichick disciple. And what did he do last year? He should have won 11-5, but because he had fucking Tua throwing shit all over the place,
Thank you.
the guy went 10-6.
Now
so
you're coming on the fucking Fitzmagic bandwagon.
Look, I always love Fitzmagic. He's just a choke artist when it comes to the playoffs. And I like Tua. I just have to see more. He's too young to fully evaluate him after a couple games. I think you're out of your mind saying that this kid sucks, he's done, because you saw a couple games of him doing this and that. Like, that's not the way to go about it. My point being is the guy came from the Bill Belichick tree. What did he do? He sucked his first year. Mm-hmm. They went 0-7 for the first 7 games. They got their first win against the pitiful Jets. And then the next year, what happened? 10-6. I guess you could say because the quarterback was different. Yeah, that is a factor. Don't get me wrong. But there was a lot of pieces the Giants were missing last year, is my point.
Flores is fantastic, and I can't believe that I'm agreeing with you defending the New York Giants or anything about the fucking New York Giants.
And who knows? I could be wrong. I just think...
I don't think you are. That's what I'm saying.
I just think looking at it right now, I can't say because Joe Judge had a bad season last year and because he's from Bill Belichick tree that I have to assume the team's fucked.
Here's the thing.
I can't think that way.
About Joe Judge. Yes, is he from Belichick tree? Sure, but he's young as fuck. It's not like he's been with Belichick for a 30-year career like most of these guys, like Mangini and Patricia and fucking Romeo Crennel and all these guys that have failed. Bill O'Brien, Jesus Christ. He's not that. And here's another thing he's got going for him, Scotty. He's a special teams coach. People were like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Special teams? They should have went after Matt Rule. They should have went after fucking blah, blah, blah. They should have brought Jason Garrett in. Who else was a special teams coach?
John Harbaugh.
Thank you. And is one of the best fucking coaches in the league. Okay? John Harbaugh. Okay?
Yeah.
Nobody know who the fuck John Harbaugh was when he was the Philadelphia Eagles special teams coach. Look what he's done with Baltimore. I don't want to defend a New York Giant. I do not want to do that. Joe Judge had nothing last year.
Let me ask you real quick. What coaching tree did John Harbaugh come from? Was that Holmgren?
Andy Reid.
Oh, it was Andy Reid.
Yeah,
Andy Reid came from Holmgren. So
yes. Mm-hmm.
It would be the Holmgren because that's like the best coaching tree.
Yeah.
Out
so
there.
you had Andy Reid, you had Gruden.
To be fair to Dr. Tomas, that is like one of the best trees, but I'm not sold on the fact that I can't count the Giants out, just the fact that he's associated with Bill Belichick and they had a bad season last year.
And Dr. Tomas's big thing is like, he does Oklahoma drills. That's great. I wish that he does more of that shit. I wish more of these coaches.
The practices are too soft.
And guess what? That's a perfect segue into what I've been pissed off about, Scotty. It's the
Oh, boy.
pussification of the fucking NFL. I said it. The pussification. All right? That's going to fucking
Can I
trend,
look that
hopefully.
word up? Is that a real word?
Pussification.
Pussification.
It's in my dictionary. I'll tell you that.
Next to titillating, pussification,
And salacious. I'll tell you.
moot. I don't know what that
Moot.
word is.
I know.
Moot.
I know. The best thing
It's like
is,
a
Scotty,
fucking English class.
you get an English
hanging out
class.
with
You get a little bit of learning involved. Sit under the learning tree, Bella. Here's the thing. I don't understand the fact that the Eagles now and the Colts have now called off and canceled their mini camps, their veteran OTAs, until late July. Because
Now this is all news to me. So can you elaborate on why? Is it all COVID related?
it's health related. The quote unquote, it's health related. We can do it on Zoom. We're okay on our iPads and our fucking Amazon Fires and all this other bullshit. Our Surfaces, our Surfi. I don't want to hear that shit, and I can't even imagine what these old timers, and forget about fucking real old timers, guys that played in the 80s and 90s, are thinking about how much of the NFL has turned into a league full of pussies.
You don't even have to go back that far. Just go listen to Bart Scott talk about anything. He clowns everybody on shit.
And he played fucking 10 years ago. So it's a fucking league full of pussies now, and it's only going to get worse. I don't understand how you can't get on the field. I don't give a shit about this. Isn't about COVID, in my opinion. I think this is the future of the game. I think this is the future of sports. It's let's not touch each other as much as we possibly can until we have to. Come on, bro. This ain't fucking Pop Warner. This is the fucking NFL. This is what you're paid millions of dollars to do, and you're playing football. The game of football. Doing it on Zoom. Give me a break.
Look, I'm with you. I do think it's becoming much more of a softer sport. But the problem is, it's all about the money, man. I keep saying this at every fucking topic, but I hate to say it. These guys are getting paid so much now. They become such an investment. Do you want to give someone $100 million and then the next day he's either his career's over or he's out for 6 weeks or he's out for even 10 days if it's like a COVID thing? These guys are investing too much money into these athletes, Scotty, to afford anything to happen to them.
I don't want to hear it.
So, yeah, they get a little pussified.
I don't want to hear it. The past 30 years, when the salary cap has been invented, these guys have been getting tons of money. What are you going to say? That all of a sudden now it's 2021, they're getting paid too much? It all goes up in fucking in perpetuity every year based on inflation. And these guys weren't getting paid $400 million.
Well, it goes based on
30
profit.
years ago.
It goes based on how much they're making, how much revenue they're bringing in.
But at the same time, the percentages are basically the same. Say if a guy like Reggie White was getting fucking $30 million over 6 years back in the day, when a guy's getting 100 now over 6 years, it's all the same percentages based on the fucking cap and all that other shit and the profit.
But what I'm saying is the billionaire now was a billionaire then. So the billionaire who was paying someone $30 million is now taking $100 million out of their still $1 billion. So technically for them, it's $70 million more that they're expending.
Yeah.
So in their mind, it's like if you bought a fucking beater car, you bought some shit car just to get from point A to point B. You're not gonna give a fuck if you tap the guy in front of you or if you fucking hit a curb or something. But if you go out and spend a fucking $100,000 on some fancy sports car or a fucking Lambo or something, I'll be damned to see if you bump it or you're constantly keeping it sheltered or covered and kept clean. Like, it's a whole different mindset. You're gonna treat it like a fucking bitch.
Yeah, I understand. But these Lamborghinis are supposed to be fucking hitting people or getting hit, and they're not supposed to just be show ponies. I'm just tired of it. So Sirianni for the Eagles and Frank Reich for the Colts basically did this and canceled their fucking mini camps for the veterans, until late July. So another whole 2 months. They don't have to do shit. They have to sit home and just Zoom and work out at the gym.
It was Colts and what other team?
Eagles. They're busy playing rock, paper, scissors instead.
Isn't that interesting that they're the ones that made the deal with Wentz and they're the two teams that, I don't know, it's very interesting.
It is interesting. And Frank Reich came from the Eagles. It's just a weird thing.
And now their head coach was the Colts wide receiver coach. Like, it must be like a mindset. I would honestly probably blame the Colts because it's probably a Colt mindset, and that guy coming from that regime probably just brought the mindset over with him.
Yeah, I'm not trying to blame the Colts or the Eagles, by themselves. It's just a league-wide thing, I believe.
But how many other teams are doing it? That's what I'm saying. I'm not hearing about a lot of teams doing it.
People are going to follow. I really do. I believe that the players are going to bitch.
Jets are doing their mini camp.
Robert
Saleh said, no, we're doing our shit.
Good, and I like that. But again, maybe it's not the teams. It's the coaches. Maybe it's the coaching staffs that are really deciding to pussify their team, and I don't like it. But, believe me, this is not the same game. I understand it's not the same game. Shit, I played quarterback, and I'm complaining about the aggressiveness of the game and where is it and where's it gone. I can't imagine somebody who played defense is looking at this game and saying, I can't watch this shit anymore. It's unbelievable. Now, speaking of Lamborghinis,
I would love a Lambo, by the way.
oh, let me forget about it. The Buccaneers had a Lamborghini.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Raiders had a Lamborghini until he fucking froze his feet off. And the Pittsburgh Steelers fucking created this Lamborghini.
Good old AB.
AB had that.
We're calling him the Lambo?
Well, he is, to me, he still is a Lambo. And he's not purring as loud anymore, which is great.
Whatever you're going to tell me about AB, I'm sure it's going to be something ridiculous because I came into this whole thing not reading or hearing shit. So I'm interested in what you're going to tell me about AB. But before you go into it, do you think there's any chance we ever see the old AB?
On the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no. If he was the number one top dog on some team that sucked, say like a Detroit, I think you could. I really
He wouldn't go to Detroit. He wouldn't go to Detroit.
I'm just saying.
What if he went to like the Saints or something?
No. He's got to be the guy. He was the guy in Pittsburgh. He's not the guy in the Buccaneers, and he's ruined himself from being the guy, in my opinion. But we all knew that he would sign back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We called it. We knew it from day one. It's the best fit. Look what he just did in his last year there. He signs a 1-year deal with them. Tampa Bay saying, let's hold off on that there, AB, because you just had your knee scoped. We're going to wait till you pass a physical now before we give you that deal. So they rescinded the deal. Deal's off the table. So they must be pretty fucking worried about that surgery he had.
I wonder how bad it was.
Because usually you do that pre-contract. You know what I'm saying? So very interesting. Some bullshit news came out about he is getting sued from a thing that happened.
He's always getting sued from somebody.
13
this guy
months
is
ago.
like I talk about Sheldon Richardson and some of these other guys being jerk offs. He is the jerk off of the year for like 3 years in a row.
You just got to hope that he fixes himself, though. Maybe this is fixing himself. We haven't heard anything now the past 12 months.
Yeah, but during that time, like in the beginning, like remember when Tampa Bay first signed him, he had some other fucking issue. He was going through some kind of lawsuit, and they're like, "Oh, we already knew about this, Tampa Bay."
Yeah,
I'm like, this guy like never quits with the shit he's got going on. Like, dude, just get your head out of your ass, just play some football. If he could keep his head on straight and not do the dumb shit he always does, he could potentially be one of the top 3, if not number 1 receiver of all time, if he continued on the path he was on coming out of Pittsburgh.
So what you're saying is...
that's probably lost now, but I'm just saying he had the opportunity to at one point to be the best.
If you're saying this correctly, which I think you are, you're saying that if he gets his head out of his ass, he could be...
The best.
The best.
With my help, you could be the best.
And I think that was Tom Brady's pitch to him. He sat him down in Derek Jeter's house, and he said, AB, with my help, you could be the best. And he's like, yeah, man, let's do it. He wins a Super Bowl, and now that's all in flux now.
He does not sound like that at all either. He's got like a weird, like low-pitched voice. Hey. He almost sounds like a Michael Jackson.
You're right.
Guy
he has an MJ kind of. Yes, you're right.
He's fucking weird
You're
sounding.
right. That's why he should just wear one glove. So, we'll see what happens with this, but I really think Tampa Bay can use him. I really do. I think he's got enough cachet, like we talked about with Gurley last episode. He's got enough cachet to scare some defenses and maybe take some eyes off of Godwin and Evans,
Here's my theory, my pitch. Whether he plays for Tampa Bay or not this year or next year, if he plays for another team, my guess, Miami Dolphins.
That's a good one. He did play
Miami
college.
Dolphins. They got 2 burners. He loves Florida, Miami area.
Yep.
I don't think any big name contenders per se. The Chiefs. Maybe I could see him on the Chiefs too. With Andy Reid.
We're missing the perfect fit. We're missing the Eagles.
What is it?
That's it. That's the spot.
Oh yeah,
the Eagles
I
are the
forgot
perfect
the Eagles.
spot.
I just don't know if he'd want to go there if they're not like ready to win. Because I think he's either going to want to go to a flashy team, or he's going to want to go to a contender. And in between that, I don't think the Dolphins are a flashy team, but he's going to love living there, and he loves probably Miami.
And it's a contender. It's a contender. I would say
it's a potential contender.
He plays college. He played college at Central Michigan. So does that mean he goes to Detroit? Probably not.
I do keep forgetting though that we keep saying the Eagles, and that I don't know why that still sticks with me too.
Yeah, we forget about Philly. I think that's a perfect spot. But you're right. I think if he's going to be a front runner, but he's going back to Tampa Bay. There's no way. I think this thing will pan out. But very interesting that they would sign him and then rescind it. It's usually the other way around. They don't sign you until they get the go ahead with the doctors. But you want to talk about Detroit? You want to talk about the Lions? Let me just fucking throw this fucking crazy motherfucker at you. I don't know what this guy's got going on. I worry that it may be a little bit of early CTE kicking in. Oh, Dan Campbell, head coach of the Detroit Lions.
What has he done now?
This guy comes out. Of course, you knew, your favorite fucking line when he's going to be biting off kneecaps.
I love it.
That was his first line at the press conference. But now, this crazy motherfucker has come out and said, you know what I want at practice? He didn't say media. He didn't say more players. He didn't say college coaches. He didn't say scouts. He didn't say more fans. He said, I want a fucking live lion, a legitimate lion, at practice with us at all times.
Lions,
Okay.
tigers, and bears.
Okay.
Oh, my.
Okay, so Danny boy wanted a fucking lion. Okay, like this was the goddamn Hangover or something.
I might change my favorite team and be a Lions fan going forward.
So the best part about it is
These guys are going to be ready for fucking anything. They got fucking lions they're avoiding at practice.
PETA has given him his wish. They sent him a lion.
Why would they? Where how does this make any sense? Why would they give him a lion? Why would anyone give anyone a lion?
They
Forget
gave-
about this crazy bastard that wants to bite people's knees off. Why would anyone give any other human being a lion? Unless
Scotty.
you own a fucking zoo.
Scotty.
Why are you ever in control of a fucking wild animal like a lion?
So Scotty, PETA gives him a stuffed animal lion.
Oh,
And said, listen.
You made me. Go ahead. Now I feel better.
They said, listen, Danny. They said, here's your lion, pal. And I'd shut the fuck up about lions because lions do not belong in a cage. Lions do not belong on a chain. They belong in a fucking wild, not being fucked with.
Pretty sure they don't belong in Detroit either. I don't know if that's really the right habitat for them.
Believe me, I think they'd leave too. But I'm telling you, it's amazing to know that this guy has come out and talked about kneecaps, talking about lions, and now PETA's like, dude, shut the fuck up, you nut job. You're not getting a lion, okay? And please stop saying it. And here's your fucking stuffed animal lion, and go ahead and go 2-15
I can't wait.
this year.
I can't wait to turn on the fucking ESPN one day and they're like, the Detroit Lions have moved their preseason practice to Africa. They seem to be surrounded by a mix of lions throughout the field here, and yeah, they're doing great.
Yeah, we're here. We're going to be on fucking safari, and we got the goddamn practice going on here. Jared Goff's throwing down the fucking desert over there. He hit a goddamn cactus, and then that lion picked up the ball. We're going to bite kneecaps all over the place. What?
I don't know if there's cactuses in
There's
fucking
definitely no cacti. But here's the thing. I'm about as nuts as fucking Dan Campbell when I went off there. I'm telling you, it's amazing to me. I don't know whether he's trying to get asses in the seats. The guy's got to worry about winning games. This is almost like bad Rex Ryan shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just shut the fuck up. You got a new quarterback. You drafted one of the best offensive linemen in the game in college. You got to just fucking play the game. Win games. You got to hope Aaron Rodgers leaves that division. And if he does, then come out and beat the rest of the teams in that division. Just do it.
Let me ask you something. You think the Lions got any chance going from worst to first?
Do I believe that they can go worst to first? In this first year, I do not.
Do you think any team can this year?
Worst to first. I know you're a huge proponent of it. You know, you said it happens every year.
I got 5 teams.
5 out of the 8?
I got 5 out of most likely to least likely. I don't think all of them are going to do it, but I think one of them will do it, maybe 2 of them. So out of these 5, I think can do it. So yeah, I guess there's only 3 I'm not picking. but still,
I'll tell you what, folks. Scotty's best classes in high school did not include mathematics. But I would say, I'd say if you're going to ask me, I think there's only 2. I think you're
all right.
insane.
I'll give you.
With
How about
5.
this? I'll give you top. How about this? I'll give you top 3.
Okay.
My top 3.
Okay.
Jacksonville Jaguars, number 1.
Oh boy. Well, yeah,
Number
because
2.
you hate that division. You think the Titans
The division's terrible.
and you don't like
The
the
division,
Colts.
and then they got Travis Etienne fucking playing receiver now. He's going to somehow be on the field with James Robinson, which I think is the craziest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, if it works, it works. I guess.
Let's
I don't
talk
know.
about that real quick. So you're going to tell me that they draft Etienne when we were talking a bunch of shit because they got Robinson and they bring in Carlos Hyde.
Yeah,
And
I
they
didn't
put
understand it.
They
and
put Etienne
now
at receiver.
I don't know what they're doing there. Honestly, I told you from the get-go, I don't like Urban Meyer. I don't trust him in the NFL. I have the same kind of feelings about Saban. I'm not taking anything away from their college resume. I understand
It's a
they're
different game.
fantastic
You're right.
college coaches.
Yeah.
But the difference between college and the NFL is college is, I hate to say it, but it's like 85% recruiting. If you can recruit, and all you got to do to be a good recruiter is win in the beginning. So, I mean, yeah, they had to win in the beginning and set Alabama and Ohio State and to a certain standard, and I give them credit for that. And they had to be good at recruiting, and they had to, they had to do the X's and O's. I'm not saying they're bad coaches, but when it comes to NFL, that rah-rah bullshit. I mean, even Bill Belichick, I'm the shit, and no one's bigger than the team. I get that, but it's hard to tell guys that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars and their faces everywhere. I mean, the only reason why that worked with Bill is because Tom Brady was humble about it, and they won. If they didn't win, the Bill Belichick thing would have gone out the window a long time ago. And that's probably exactly why the disciples don't work out, because they try to do the same shit. As long as you can't have that college mentality. So, I mean, I think Urban Meyer is going to fuck this up. Just like I said.
Listen, here's the thing. Urban Meyer, I remember telling you, whatever it was, 10 years ago, that they should have hired Urban Meyer, Jacksonville, and they should have made Florida 2.0. They should have had Tebow at quarterback. It would have been Percy Harvin, and it would have been Aaron Hernandez. It would have been a perfect team, and they would have murdered they would have really crushed the competition. No, but I'm saying.
They would have drive by and shot all the competition up.
That would have been something, because I believe Meyer could have done that. And you could have done it with a small market team like the Jags. I think what Meyer is going to do with a bunch of Clemson talent is basically do Ohio State, Florida 2.0 and do his own system. Let's see how it works, because this is what I'm saying. There are certain guys, players and coaches, that if they do a certain system with the people and pieces that they want, and they do it the way they want, they can fucking prosper. Chip Kelly's big problem when he was with the Eagles was he
stole my thunder there.
He did not do what he had to do.
Stole my thunder. I was gonna say what this has written all over it, not compared to the offense, just the style and trying to bring in like a college mindset.
Yeah,
I think this is gonna pan out just like Chip Kelly and the Eagles.
I think
they might have one good season, and then after that, it's gonna grow old, and everyone's gonna be fucking trying to get Urban Meyer out the fucking door.
Yeah, the only way I'd say you're wrong is because Urban Meyer has done it in college with way worse quarterbacks than Trevor Lawrence. Mariota should have been Chip Kelly's quarterback, and maybe we're talking about a whole different ball game. This is not that. He had to deal with who the fuck they had. He didn't get Mariota in that draft. He should have. He had Sanchez. He had
was that Sam Bradford? I completely forgot that guy existed in life.
Yeah. So he had Sanchez and Bradford. He didn't have a guy like Mariota, who he should have went and got and did the same system from Oregon. So I want to see how it goes. And guess what? I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off, and I'm gonna piss you off. Guess who will be the quarterback if Trevor Lawrence goes down?
Yep. Tebow.
That's for sure.
And real quick, before we get off this, too, what's Gardner Minshew's deal? Like,
they're going to get rid of him. I think they're going to move him in the offseason, right before the season. They can't have him. He's going to get disgruntled. He's going to be pissed off. They'll move him. And Tebow, if he can make the team, I really do believe that you're going to see Meyer put him in there if Lawrence gets hurt. Now
that would be ridiculous.
Let's go back to, and it would be the greatest reclamation project in the history of the league, and people will be throwing up. I will be very happy. You were talking about the Jaguars going from worst to first in the AFC South.
My other two teams are the 49ers, just because that team is stacked, and if Jimmy G can stay healthy, I think it's very plausible.
That's definitely the most obvious one, yes.
I also don't know about Trey Lance. He could be a stud. And then my third one's actually going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, just because your guys' division's fucking trash. Literally every year it's like a different division winner, so I can definitely see that, especially if Hurts has a great year. So those are my top three.
I think the three that have no chance in hell will be the Falcons, because I don't believe that Tampa Bay goes anywhere. I believe it's Denver in the West will be in the basement again.
I had them as my fifth if they get Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. I see. Here's the thing, Scotty, and this is going to be crazy talk too, but I really believe it because I really love the Chargers and everyone loves the Chiefs. I don't know what Rodgers does for Denver for me. I think the Chargers are still stacked, and I think the Chiefs could give them a fight. I don't believe the Chiefs are good. I believe the Chargers win a division. I don't think the Chiefs make the playoffs because of the curse. I don't think Rodgers does too much for me in Denver. I'm going to be honest with you. So I wouldn't even put him higher just because of that, which is crazy. I love the Chargers. I really believe they're going to be great. And I really believe that just because of the division, I don't believe the Jets have a chance because of the Bills.
Jets are my fourth team.
So I really believe Detroit's got a shot if Rodgers leaves. I really do believe Detroit can swing it if Rodgers is gone.
Detroit and Cincy are the two craziest thoughts. I know you're going to say Cincy. We all know you're going to say Cincy.
Oh, my goodness.
The podcast is over.
Oh, forget about it. So if you were to ask me,
I can't hear any more about the fucking Bengals.
If you were to ask me, it'd be 49ers and Bengals. The Jags, I still like the Titans. I still like the Titans in that division.
We need to come up with some kind of bet if the Bengals, because I'm like almost willing to bet my life that the Bengals would not get first. I'm not going to go there because I need my life. I would like to keep that. But I almost have to bet something that this is not going to happen because
we can do a bet.
If it does happen, I owe somebody.
Yep.
I owe someone in this world. I don't know who it is. I guess it's you. But if it happens, it'll be so fucking crazy. I won't know what to do with myself.
We can do, and I don't want to backpedal like Dr. Tomas did. I would bet a shit ton on the Cincinnati Bengals make the playoffs.
I'll make two bets with you. I'll make they don't make the playoffs, and I'll make a bet that they don't come first. I'll do both.
I'll win one of them, and I really believe that if that division shakes out the way it is, I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I think the Steelers are going to have a down year, and the Ravens, the league is starting to figure out Lamar Jackson, even though John Harbaugh is one of the top 3 best coaches in the league. I don't like how that division's tracking, and I like how it's tracking if Burrow's healthy. If Burrow's healthy, I really like Cincinnati. And Niners is obvious. They have one of the most fucking talented teams in the league. They need to stay healthy at quarterback. And the Eagles, I will say that you are exactly right, dead on balls with the fact that the NFC East has not had a repeat champion since the Eagles in 2003, 2004. So,
no, it's crazy. It's one of the craziest little stats I've heard in a while because I don't know. You guys are all just that bad, I guess.
It's
like Dr. Moss would say, you guys are that good, but
you're
all that bad.
It's a cyclical division. It's just very strange. It's an injury-riddled division usually every year. I would be shocked, Scotty. Let's put it this way. Non-homer talk. I'd really be shocked if Dallas doesn't win that division this year. They are head and shoulders above at least the Giants and Eagles, and Washington's defense is great.
If the defense shows up, I'll give it to you. I don't believe it until I see it.
I'm exactly with you on that one. Okay, so that's worst to first. But if you had to say, you said you really believe right now that you believe the Jaguars.
No, the best chance to go worst to first. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very interesting. I think you're writing off Derek Henry, and you're writing off Tannehill and Vrabel in Tennessee, man. I really do.
Yeah, I'm not sold on them at all.
This is the year A.J. Brown becomes the next Julio Jones. This is it. This is the year that A.J. Brown, everybody knows this guy's fucking name. You watch. Now, I want to get into some fun, get into some trivia. I know you like to ask me about the jersey numbers. I just wanted to see how well you know your New York Jets.
I don't know shit.
I just want to see how well your memory serves you with these guys. I'm not going to throw anybody out at you that's that everybody doesn't know, but I'm interested to see if you know the numbers. So are you ready?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. I'm going to give you 5. We're going to start off with a cupcake. Tell me Wayne Corbett's number.
80.
Correct. Here's another cupcake. Curtis Martin.
28.
Correct. Last cupcake for you. Darrelle Revis.
24.
Correct. All right. Now, tell me a little bit of a blast from the past. Tell me Chad Pennington.
10.
Perfect. Last one. The guy who ushered in the Tom Brady era. Mo Lewis comes and hits fucking number 11, Drew Bledsoe, on the sideline and punctures his kidney and fucking, knocks him out for almost the whole season. And that was the birth of Tom Brady in 2001. Can you name me Mo Lewis's number?
Love me some Mo Lewis. I can't remember if it's 58 or 57. I think it's 57.
Ding, 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 ding. Very nice. All right.
I got nervous.
All right.
I got nervous. Who was? Do you remember who was 58?
58. I don't remember. I was going to ask you John Abraham, but that's boring. All right.
I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, 5 for 5, baby. All right. Now, that leads me into, I have a trivia question for you that has something to do with the Jets. Should be fairly easy as well. I want to puff up your confidence for, this segment that I want to do every week now. Which quarterback did Chad Pennington, number 10, take over for? I'll give you a
I want
hint.
to say Vinny. I want to say Vinny Testaverde.
Ding, ding, ding,
but,
ding, ding,
like,
ding, 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 ding,
okay.
ding. Yeah.
I just couldn't remember if there was someone in between Testaverde and Pennington.
That was it.
Like a Joker.
Nope.
Like
Very
a
good.
fucking Kellen Clemens or something.
Oh,
how
God.
it was between fucking.
Yeah. Very good. Ray Lucas, remember him? Very good. Very good. All right.
I hate Ray Lucas on fucking
Excellent.
that talk show he's got, man. He's annoying.
Very excellent. And then I want to give you one more. It's a Super Bowl question. Which two teams played in the Super Bowl the time the lights went out?
Ravens, 49ers.
Bing, 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 ding, ding. Wow, this guy's pretty damn good. All right.
Yeah.
got
Well, you
it?
gave me all kinds of questions of shit that I'm more interested in. Like if you asked me something about like a fucking fucking Kansas City Super Bowl, I probably wouldn't know shit about the old Kansas City Super Bowls.
Well, I'm gonna get a little harder on you next couple of weeks, but I figured I'd give you a couple cupcakes, but I'm glad you didn't get them wrong.
I'm gonna get some for you now too.
I'm excited.
I got some jersey numbers for you.
Oh yeah.
You want old or recent? I got
better,
three
I
guys,
believe, at the old, but let's.
I got
let's give
3 guys in the past, and I got 4 guys from now.
Okay. Let's see out of the 7. That is salacious 7. How many I get?
All right, we'll start with the old, since you feel more comfortable with that.
Okay.
This should be a little easier.
All right.
Daryl Johnson.
Daryl Johnston from the Cowboys?
Yep.
48.
Ronnie Lott.
42.
Dick Butkus.
51.
Damn. You rattled them off pretty quick. All right. Let's get a little bit more recent.
Alrighty.
Bud Dupree.
He was 48, wasn't he?
Yeah, he still is 48, I believe.
All right.
Cameron Jordan.
94.
Okay. Cam Akers.
23.
You fuck. Tremaine Edmonds. Buffalo Bills.
49.
That was impressive. there was little hesitation there, you motherfucker.
I'm telling you, it's ridiculous, but I love it.
Damn.
I love it. I know. Which one did you think I wasn't going to get? Cam
didn't
Akers
think you
was
were
was the one I.
I didn't think you were going to get Akers.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to get Edmonds, and I didn't think you were going to get Butkus.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Dupree I could see just because he's been in the news a lot, but Edmonds I feel like is not a very.
It's a weird number for him, 49. Very
It's a weird number, and I feel like he's a very underrated player. Like a lot of people aren't talking about Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah.
He's a fucking monster for
Dude,
the
he looks
Buffalo
like the
Bills.
fucking Predator. He looks
I know
like
you
the
say that.
goddamn Predator. He's unbelievable.
I forgot you like him, so I should have known that.
Yeah,
but-
he's unbelievable. But that I think we can make a segment every week, the numbers and the trivia. Aaron Rodgers is number 12, correct?
Hey, you are correct.
Okay. Well, here's a thing I just learned. Aaron Rodgers does not have a no-trade clause in his contract.
First off, how is this even possible? How the
Remember-
fuck does your agent allow you to sign a deal, a contract of any kind, at his stature, his status in the NFL, and there's no trade clause in there? Like this has got to be a mistake. This has got to be false reporting. Check your sources. You sure about this?
Well, unbelievably, it came from ESPN, which I understand they have a questionable fucking choice of characters on TV.
It came from Mel Kiper.
But I'm, it's ESPN, so I got to imagine it's true. And the fact is that yes, when we talked about last episode about if Houston would do something with Watson, one of those teams should be the Packers. But then we're like, well, they got to ship off Rodgers first. If I'm Green Bay, I'm saying, hey, Aaron, go fuck yourself. Have fun in Houston. We're going to take Watson and a couple picks, and then you're going to go and finish your career in Houston, you son of a bitch. I think that's what they're going to do. If Watson is exonerated, I could see that happening for sure.
Yeah, I could too. I still got a good feeling that I still feel that the Raiders are the best fit for him, and I still got a feeling that the Broncos are in the mix of this bullshit.
I love your Raiders pick there because if he was in Vegas, oh, man, I don't like him going to Denver. I just think the Denver thing is so unsexy.
Yeah, I agree. I told you I hate that idea. I hate it when Peyton went there. I hate it, I would hate if anyone else went there at this point. At this point, Denver Bronco fans, organization, go find your fucking own quarterback in the draft or, I guess, free agency. But don't be, like, taking these superstars that are already established from other teams. It's an old fucking gig.
I think the 3 teams that are the most legit to get Rodgers and to insert themselves into the Super Bowl this year would be the San Francisco 49ers, the Las Vegas Raiders, and potentially the Cleveland Browns.
If there was no trade clause, then I think that's a real possibility. I didn't think it was because I thought there was a no trade clause, but if he doesn't have an option and he has no leverage on where he's going, I think Houston, Cleveland, and anywhere is a possibility as long as Green Bay feels like it's a good fit for them.
Yeah. Now, if you trade him to San Fran, you can get Jimmy G back in return. I'm sure you can get something else as well.
Why not just get Trey Lance?
I don't think they would do that. You know what I'm saying? I think now if I'm Green Bay, I play hardball and I say, give me Lance. But who knows? Lance may be the next Jordan Love. We don't know. But then you say, okay, Cleveland, you want Rodgers. You take his money. You give us cheap-ass Baker Mayfield. We're going to see if he can play. And give us some more things. And we'll go to bat from there. And with the Raiders, I can take Derek Carr off your hands. We swap quarterbacks, swap salaries, all that shit. And then maybe the Raiders, end up giving them one of their awful first-round picks too. But, but if you really can imagine, in the perfect swap to me for the Packers, let's put it this way, is to go get Deshaun Watson, give Aaron Rodgers to the Texans, let him rot in Houston, and then you reclaim Deshaun Watson's career, and he's a stud muffin for you because not only is he cheap for this last 1 year, he's a young guy. He's 25 years old.
Young guy.
It's unbelievable.
I think the only thing is, like I said last episode, is the wholesome mindset of the Green Bay Packers. I don't know if they want to bring that controversy in unless he's like exonerated and it's like forgotten about. If it's this year, I'm not sure that happens. But if it's like a whole year pass and we're kind of not talking about it anymore and everything's settled with his shit, then I think it's more of a possibility.
Piggybacking off that and what you said last episode about that, as far as wholesome and Green Bay being, they want to be the upstanding citizens of the league. Everybody forgets about Brett Favre and his alcoholism and his pill addiction and the shit he was in rehab and all that stuff. And then he was winning a Super Bowl.
You know what the irony is in this actual statement is everyone forgets Brett Favre on the Jets because when he went to Minnesota, do you remember what came out? It came out that he was sending dick pics to the the masseuses. He was fucking with all the masseuses. Remember that?
And the masseuses and Jen Sturger,
they claimed he was sending dick pics and like basically making advances at him and like whatever, basically trying to do the same shit that Watson is doing.
And listen, ladies and gentlemen,
that shit got swept under the rug real quick.
Yeah, you know why it got swept under the rug? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rocco B Scotty G, highly explicit. This motherfucker should not have been sending dick pics, okay? He did not have the tool to be saying, hey, broads, check this fucking 4.5-incher out. You don't want to do that.
Did you look at this picture? How do you know
have seen
this?
He was fucking.
Oh my God.
People have seen those pictures. I mean, it's Brett Favre.
So if he was hung like a horse, people would have been like, all right, we get it. But because he wasn't, they were like, all right, we got to report this motherfucker.
Because basically, he's playing with it with 2 fingers instead of his whole hand. It's a big issue. If he was, fucking.
You have a sickness.
If he was
You're always talking about dicks and coming. And who's the real sexual deviant here? Is it Watson or is it you?
Oh
you sick
God.
fuck.
I got to report on this shit. Okay.
I gotta report you to somebody.
We ain't highly explicit, all right, for no reason. I'll tell you that. You want to go fucking with your G-rated shit, go put on the TV. I don't believe that Green Bay is such a quote-unquote squeaky clean.
It's owned by the people. The people own it.
And the people want to win. And I seriously believe if Watson is exonerated and all he likes doing is fucking with some masseuses, they take him in a heartbeat over a guy who wants to go play Jeopardy and, bang race car drivers who look like men. It
took me a second to I don't think Danica Patrick looks like a man, but it took me a second to understand where you were going with that.
Oh, man. He's a little slow. I think that the Packers would do anything to win. They don't want to go back to the doldrums where they were pre-Favre. They don't want to do that. So Jordan Love's not the guy. They basically have come out and said it. So if you can get a Watson who's in the fucking, even before the prime of his career, go do it. Get Rodgers out. He wants out. Get him out of there.
we haven't seen an ounce of Jordan Love. How are we writing this guy off already? I would love Jordan Love to just light the NFL up just so I can hear your response.
No,
that's what I
because
would
if you
love.
got, let me just ask you, when Patrick Mahomes was ready to go, how long did it take?
The guy's been in the league for a year. Yeah, I get it, but
How
that's
long did
Andy
it take?
Reid. Are
They
we
were
saying
chomping
Jordan
at the
Love?
bit.
Are we
Alex
saying
Smith
Jordan
did
Love's
nothing wrong.
Patrick Mahomes?
No. I'm saying he's the opposite. If they had a guy, I'm saying if they.
What I'm saying is take good and go opposite.
Yeah, see what you said there? I'm trying to say the complete other fucking thing, okay? The opposite. Listen, like, if he was Mahomes, if you have a guy like Mahomes, Alex Smith took them to the playoffs. Alex Smith played great. He wasn't Mahomes.
Are we gonna compare Alex Smith to Aaron Rodgers though?
But
what if Jordan Love is a stud, but because Rodgers is so great, they're like, we can't play him yet.
I think Rodgers has created enough bullshit that if Jordan Love was legit, they'd push Rodgers out. They're not pushing Rodgers out because Jordan Love can't play.
We'll see what happens June 2nd.
Yes, June 2nd.
What
see.
What is your response going to be if June 2nd, June 3rd, Aaron Rodgers gets dealt to like the Broncos or the Raiders or even the Niners, and they get everything you can imagine back, but not a quarterback?
Not a quarterback. I'd be shocked.
What are you going to say?
Fucking shocked. I cannot envision and imagine the Green Bay Packers starting out week 1 of the 2021 season with Jordan Love as their quarterback. I don't see it.
Do you know who should make the deal? And honestly, we'll go into another episode on who's on the hot seat and who's not on the hot seat. This guy, this team, their coach is not on the hot seat yet. He doesn't belong on the hot seat yet. But if it's another season or two, the way that's been going, the Tennessee Titans, the team we suck off every year. They're in a horrible division. They get bounced first or second round every year.
I don't know how the hell you've turned around in the over the past 19 episodes. You have turned from a Tannehill, believer to now you're saying he's nothing.
I told you I never believed in him. I told you I have to give him credit because it's been 2 years now. Like, it's hard for me to like talk shit on him, but I don't know if I can still believe in him.
He's done it for 2 years. They went to the fucking AFC Championship game 2 years ago. I mean, come on. Believe me, I didn't want to believe it either. Ryan Tannehill was such hot garbage with fucking Miami. I couldn't believe it. But at the same time, look at who he was with, right? And then he gets away from Gase, and you say, oh, wow, this guy means business. It doesn't hurt that you got fucking A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, and the Heisman winner Derrick Henry. It doesn't hurt. But at the same time, Tannehill has made that shit team before he got there, especially with Mariota. What a bust. He made that team into an AFC Championship team. So I think Tannehill's real.
The 2023 NFL season, the top 3 MVP nominees right now are Sam Darnold and Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Fucking Sam Darnold's gonna fucking be in the fucking conversation for 3 years in a row. Watch.
You want to talk about Sam Darnold, and you want to talk about getting away from Adam Gase.
They're gonna yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna look at it, and the only difference is gonna be fucking Darnold away from Gase.
Yes,
look like a fucking star.
This is gonna be an issue for Matt Rule. If Matt Rule and Joe Brady don't make Darnold into what he is, then you're gonna say, well, wait a second. Darnold was a top 3 pick. Ryan Tannehill was a high first-round pick. They got away from Adam Gase, and he was fine. Why couldn't you fucking do anything with Darnold? I think it's going to be a little bit more on Rule than it's going to be on Darnold.
Or will just show that Darnold can't do it. I don't know.
I really would put it on the coaching staff, because you're going to tell me you thought that Tannehill can be fucking reclaimed on another team and then get a $100 million deal? Okay, so they did it. Tennessee did it. So Darnold's got the pieces. He's got the running back. He's got the fucking wide receivers. There's no reason why he can't do it.
Did you see everyone losing their mind over Mike Davis's leg muscles? People were like, apparently he showed up to like a mini camp, and he apparently was like in shorts and shit, and everyone's like, holy shit.
Mike Davis.
It was kind of like it was like me and Thomas Jones that time with his fucking arms. The guy, for anyone who hasn't seen Thomas Jones, the running back, he played for the Jets and Bears, and I don't know who else, but I know that's the 2 main teams he played for. He has arms that are the size of my fucking head. They're the biggest arms I've ever seen on any player. And I saw him in person. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, story time, ladies and gentlemen. So
I don't think it's gonna be that great, but
I'm gonna tell the whole story. So, ladies and gentlemen, Scotty and I saw the last game in the old Giant Stadium. last week of the season, week 17.
We'll call it the Meadowlands. We don't need to call it.
There you go. There you go. It's Meadowlands, right? And Meadowlands will go perfect with what I'm about to say. So Scotty and I, we go to the last game of the season. It's 2010, I believe it was, January. Week 17, the Cincinnati Bengals play the New York Jets. We are late, of course. Scotty G it's in his blood.
I'm rarely late, but
I
every
believe.
now and then it happens.
It's just one of his things. It's a part of himself that he can't get rid of. We were massively late. We get to the game. It's basically kickoff time. We, of course, can't find a parking spot. And we decide to park over by the racetrack, the Meadowlands Horse Racetrack, which is right next to the old Giant Stadium. It's January, folks. There's snow on the ground in New Jersey. We park literally right next to the fence of the Meadowlands Racetrack, which is almost fucking half a mile away from the stadium.
Yeah, for those who don't know, you got to walk around. It's a hike to go around this.
So if you were to just
racetrack.
walk up to the Giant Stadium from where we parked the normal way, like normal human beings, it would have taken us 30 minutes. But if you're like Rocco B and Scotty G and you say fuck being normal, you hop the fence of the Meadowlands Racetrack and you run across where the ponies run on the dirt, and you run across the whole fucking straightaway of the track to get to Giant Stadium so you can make it for the kickoff. I mean, do you mid-run, do you go take a leak on the fence? You might.
I had a piss, man. I was drinking the whole trip. I had a piss like no one could believe. I had to literally, for that moment, piss like a racehorse. That's what I had to do.
He took the words right out of my mouth. So you may do that. I mean, in the middle of running on the racetrack while someone, hopefully from the fucking top balcony, is not shooting down at you. You do it. You run across the racetrack. You hop another fence, and you get into Gate A, into the mezzanine, into the Giant Stadium, and you watch a game, and you watch the New York Jets, Mark Sanchez and Thomas Jones, the running back, beat the Carson Palmer and Chad Ochocinco-led Bengals, and you stay.
Oh, yeah, he was Chad Ocho by then.
Yeah, you stay at the end of the game. You go down and you see the players. You see Mark Sanchez throwing on Fireman Ed's hat and fucking walking around with four of the fucking the
Sanchez
jet broads.
thought he was a pimp. He had like
what's
a girl.
her names?
He had girls on
the flight crew.
Yeah, he had girls on both arms, whatever, just strolling through like he didn't have a fucking care in the world. I'm like, this guy's the man.
And then, so we go down and we're gonna go see the players. We get a little dap from Rex and fucking Sanchez with the flight crew.
Yeah, it was awesome because we if you remember this, we only waited around for a few minutes because I'm like, oh man, we gotta soak this in. It's the last time we're gonna be in here.
Yeah.
The Jets, they were a wild card, so they didn't have a home playoff game.
Yep.
But it was basically the last game of the season for both teams, and then the stadium was getting knocked down in like a week or something.
This was the last game, Scotty. This was, I believe, a Monday night game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it was a Monday night.
Yeah.
So we just sat around a little bit longer just to kind of soak it in. We had no idea the players were coming back out.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Rex and the whole team starts coming out, and at this point, there's only probably like, I want to say like maybe 200 people left, maybe less.
No,
it wasn't a lot of people left. The whole fucking thing cleared out.
Yeah, and we were one of those people. We came
awesome.
down. We had pretty good seats to start with, but we actually went all the way down to like we were maybe like the fifth row back behind a bunch of people. But it was probably only, like you said, a couple hundred people there. Whole team's still there. The horse on the fucking police on the horse are going around. Sanchez with the fucking fireman's hat with the flight crew saying which one I want tonight, whatever. Here comes Thomas Jones. Thomas Jones had tree trunks for arms, like tree trunks, okay? And he just came off of a game where he was running all over the place and Jets win. We're all happy. It was a great time, all that. Scotty Boy says to Thomas Jones, hey, Thomas, who you fucking tonight?
He didn't respond.
And that was our parting words in our last moments in the old Giant Stadium before they fucking tore the place down. Scotty G asked Thomas Jones, who you fucking tonight? And I think Thomas gave him a little wink. That's from what I remember. But that's the story. And I'm telling you, folks, don't run on a racetrack that is got snow covered all over it. illegal trespassing, and then you don't want to go take a leak on the fence either. Just don't do that. We're trying to teach the folks, okay? Just don't do what we did.
I don't know how. Is that like a normal thing? Like, how do we not get in trouble for that?
Because we were fucking fast. That's why.
Oh yeah, that must have been it. That was super fast. Couldn't catch us at the fucking flash.
I was wondering, we're gonna fucking be dodging bullets fucking on the racetrack here.
I don't think there would be. It's not a fucking prison. I don't think they'd shoot at you, but I would assume there'd be security guards around. I mean, that's like
trespassing on a fucking racetrack, with a bunch of money.
Racetrack. I don't know how he didn't get in trouble for that.
It was unbelievable, and but it's something I'll never forget, and I'll never forget you asking Thomas Jones who he's fucking tonight on the last game of the Giants Stadium history. It's amazing.
By the way, little finished off that I still have the ticket to that game, and I have the ticket to the next game I went to, which was the first game of the new stadium I went to as well, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was the Ravens game. Well, the Ravens beat us, but it was a hell of a game.
All right, folks. Well, listen, that'll cut it for episode 20. In the off season here, it's May 19th. We got another good 3.5 months before the season starts. We're going to give you a once a week podcast. We need your questions. We want to answer the questions that are the burning questions for the off season. I know the news cycles are getting a little slower, but we want to still bring you content, and we also want to still be on top of the biggest breaking news also that goes on during the off season. But we were just letting you know we're going once a week for the next couple months, and then we're going to ratchet this shit up for the season.
We're probably going to start going in NBA playoffs, maybe getting a little MLB.
That ain't going to happen. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just...
I'm trying, folks. For those out there who want it, I'm trying.
No, it ain't happening. I don't know anybody who wants it. I'll tell you that. But on that note, hopefully the Warriors go over to Lakers tonight, and let's just end the season. But man, it just wasn't what it used to be anymore. It's not the same. But folks, this was great. We had so much fun. Also, maybe throw in some trivia questions as well. We love taking them on the fly. But for now, we will see you in episode 21. For Rocco B and Scotty G, we're going to say see you later and sayonara.
Adios.